Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to VolState Community College. We're in Gallatin, Tennessee, with today's conference doubleheader between the VolState Lady Pioneers and the Lady Tigers of Chattanooga State. This is Tim Reese on the VolState Sports Network. Umpires and coaches meeting at home plate for the game and need to come on a little bit early. These folks are known for starting early, so I hope you had your breakfast and got the big screen warmed up if you're watching from home, or if you're here and you're watching it on replay. Appreciate you joining us on the VolState Sports Network. A lot going on here today. Got NCAA basketball tournament. Got TCCAA baseball going on. VolState baseball team at Cleveland State, trailing currently 2-1. And my grandson, Reese Snapka, is playing an 8U travel ball tournament down in Mississippi. Let's get you quickly the starting lineups here before I have to get to the national anthem. For the Lady Tigers, coached by Blythe Golden in her 14th year, Salem Odell will lead off, play center field. Cameron Radley at second base, batting second. Layla Turner at first base, batting third. And I'm going to have to do it later, as it is about time for our national anthem. So I'll come back after that and get you all the information. And Alyssa Costley's not here, so I'll say it. Play ball. As the ladies high-five the umpires as they come through. Let's finish the starting lineups here for Chat State. Batting third, playing first base, Layla Turner. Hitting cleanup, the right fielder, Allie Fleck. At shortstop, batting fifth, Hallie Ubroth. And behind the plate, batting sixth is Brooklyn Moon. Alexis Rosano's at third base, batting seventh. Shelby Hathcock, the DP, is hitting eighth. Abigail Walker, she'll bat ninth and play left field. In the circle for the Lady Tigers, Shelby Buffington, one of the top pitchers in the league. In Chattanooga State, the top staff in the conference. Face a lineup that looks like this. I'll give you the batting lineup. Alyssa Dixon playing second base, leading off for the Lady Pioneers. Ebby Merle in center field, bats second. Maddie Goad playing first base, batting third. And the cleanup hitter, Maddie Shinton, is over at third base. Mally Grizzle at short. She'll bat fifth. The right fielder, Anaya Dawson, hits sixth. KJ Irwin behind the plate, batting seventh. Caitlin Dillard in left. In the 8-hole, and the number 9 hitter, the DP, Kirsten Smith. And out there in the circle, Grayson Nealon. Found out she's a twin. Got twin brother Garrett. She's 6'1", freshman from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Went to Greenwood High School, health science major. Gabriel and Courtney are her parents. Noah is another brother. Paul and Granny are in Crossville, Tennessee. Papaw and Mimi in Bowling Green, as we are set for some softball here. Tim Reese on the VolState Sports Network. A beautiful day. 78 degrees, feels like 80 here in Gallatin, Tennessee, located about 20 miles northeast of Nashville, Tennessee. Two top teams in the conference as Nealon toes the rubber and delivers the first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike to Salem. Odell one of the top hitters in the conference. She looks at another strike right on that chalk. Hitting .446, that's sixth in the conference. She leads in runs scored with 42. She's third in hits with 50. And tied for fourth in home runs. She has 8 in that leadoff spot. I'm not sure that she's been there all year long. 22 RBIs for the 5'5" sophomore from Milton, Florida. 1-2 pitch. Grounded to the right side. That'll be an easy play for Maddie Goad. There's the first out of the ball game, 3 unassisted. If you're scoring at home, and if you are, I need to know about it. Send me an email to treesports@gmail.com. Let me know who you are, where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. Maybe you're rooting for Cameron Radley. If you are, you're probably right here at the ballpark. Cameron from Gallatin, Tennessee, went to Gallatin High School. She's going to look at a called strike on the outside corner as Nealon getting ahead of the first two. Radley hitting .371. She's played in every game and started every game for the Lady Tigers. A couple of triples. Tied for the team lead. 5 doubles, 2 home runs, 25 RBIs. And if she gets on base, she's a threat to steal. Third in the conference behind 2 Lady Pioneers in stolen bases. She has 19, and there's a swing and a miss. On deck, Layla Turner. Nealon tops in the conference in wins. She has an 8-3 record, 1 complete game. She has a save. Tried to nip at the outside corner. Just a bit wide. This is her 15th appearance of the year, her 10th start. 54 innings. She has 45 strikeouts, 2.98 ERA, just outside of the top 10. That's a foul ball. He gets out of play. Dillard in left, Merle in center, Dawson in right. Goad and Grizzle on the left side of the infield. Shinton and Grizzle on the left side. Dixon and Goad on the right side. KJ Irwin just catching that low pitch for ball 3 and a Full Count Ministries full count. Go to fullcountministries.com. See all the ministries doing for baseball players here in Middle Tennessee and Birmingham area and down in Nicaragua if you got a baseball player in your family. And there's ball 4. Radley, the first base runner of the game, picks up her 11th walk on the season. As I said, a threat to run. Chattanooga State is tied for second in the league lead with 66. There's a ground ball to first. Goad steps on the bag, and the throw probably late anyway. Grizzle could not hang on to the throw from Goad, but another 3 unassisted as Turner swings at the first pitch. Down to second goes Radley. I'm going to bring up another left-handed hitter, Allie Fleck. That's 3 out of the 4 come to the plate, all standing on that left side. Fleck hitting .304. She swings with the first pitch, pops one up out to Anaya Dawson with that big basket she has on her right hand, makes the catch for the third out. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was one left on base, a one-out walk stranded. Lady Pioneers coming to the plate. Game was supposed to be starting at noon. We're going to go to the bottom of the first, and it'll probably be noon when we come back. Welcome back to Gallatin, Tennessee. Bottom of the first of game one. 2 games set between 2 of the top teams in the conference. VolState comes in with an 11-1 conference record. Chattanooga State in 3rd place at 5-1. Dyersburg State in there has played 12 conference games. They're 10-2. Chattanooga State has played the least number of conference games to date. Alyssa Dixon to lead off for Pioneers, facing Shelby Buffington. And the first pitch is fouled off the bat handle as Dixon running forward toward Buffington, who's from Franklin, Tennessee, went to Page High School. A couple of weeks back, she was the pitcher of the week in the conference, had a couple of wins. Gave up only 1 run and 9 strikeouts. There's a tapper as Buffington gets ahead 0-2. Shelby is a 5'11" sophomore. Her 10th appearance of the year. It's her 6th start. She has a 5-0 record. A couple of shutouts, 3 complete games, and also a save. 2 hopper to third, and Rosano over to Turner for 1 out. Abigail Walker in left, Salem Odell in center, Allie Fleck in right. Alexis Rosano is at third, Hallie Uberoth is at shortstop. Cameron Radley at second, Layla Turner at first. Brooklyn Moon behind the plate catching Shelby Buffington. Abby Merle at the plate. Takes a pitch up. Merle from Unionville, Tennessee. Transfer from Cleveland State. Hitting .345. Takes another pitch up. As a team, the Lady Pioneers first in the conference in batting average at .363. Chattanooga State 6th in batting, but they're number 1 in ERA, 1.90. They don't allow a lot of runs. That's a strike. On deck, Maddie Goad. Merle a double, a couple triples, 20 RBIs. Getting on base at a .421 percentage. Sliced into the VolState dugout, and River Pennington took that one for the team. That's not going to feel good if she gets up out of her chair. She's one of the managers along with Wes Buckner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. She might be our Toyota Gallatin scoreboard operator because the second strike hasn't gotten up on the board. 2-2 pitch. Nearly. Apparently it did hit Merle. She was coming forward to meet that one. as the Get Off Me Ball chant begins. 6th hit batter of the year by Buffington. Toyota Gallatin scoreboard hadn't caught up yet. There we go. Maddie Goad has to turn away from an inside pitch. Maddie hitting .421. She's one of 3 players that's played in every game. She and Maddie Shinton have started all now 37 games. VolState comes in with a 26-10 overall record. Go to freshman from Tullahoma, Tennessee. Tullahoma Wildcat. Leads the club in runs scored, hits, RBIs. Takes one on the outside portion of the plate. She's in the top 5 in the conference in those categories and also in doubles, but she's second behind her teammate, Mally Grizzle. Grizzle has 10 doubles, Goad with 9. Goad with a chopper, glove by Rosano at third. She throws over to first for the out. Kind of surprised that Merle was not attempting a steal in any of those pitches to Goad. A couple of ground outs to third base. As the first run of the game in scoring position, and Abby Merle down at second base brings Maddie Shinton to the plate. Freshman from Greenbrier, Tennessee. She swings at the first pitch, and Abby Merle doesn't realize there's 2 outs. And it's a fly out to left field for the final out. Caught by Walker. Again, no runs, no hits, no errors. There was one runner left on base. She got on there as she got nicked in the jersey top. No scores. We head to the second. Five, 6, and 7 due up here in the top of the second for the Lady Tigers of Chattanooga State. Hallie Uberoth, Brooklyn Moon, and Alexis Rosano. Uberoth hitting .356. She has 8 big flies. Gets that one out of here, but it's foul. Hallie, a sophomore from Milton, Florida. And she says, while you're over there, get that one. Count goes 0-2. Chat State has a couple of injured players here that would clearly make a difference. One recently injured, one's been out all year. Change up drilled out of the park. That ball is not coming back. Solo home run to lead off the second for Uberoth. That breaks the home run tie with Salem Odell as a changeup. She was all over that changeup. That's her 9th of the year, RBI number 25. Brooklyn Moon is the next batter for Chattanooga State. Nealon's 10th home run given up this year. Brooklyn Moon wears the number 7. Looks at a pitch that catches the corner. She's from Moncks Corner, South Carolina. 5'10" freshman. The catcher. Moon hitting .328. Couple of triples. Tied for the team lead. Swing and a miss. Playing in her 26th game of the year. 20 hits, including 6 doubles. Nealon delivers. It's outside. Pioneer baseball team in a battle with Cleveland State is in a back and forth affair, 3-3 currently. Over in Cleveland State. Cleveland State is in first place and having a monster year in baseball. Swing and a miss and a strikeout for Nealon, her first of the game. First out in the second. These two teams have battled in the conference tournament seemingly every year. I've been involved in VolState sports. This is my 5th year. I think at least 3 out of 4 so far. It's been VolState and Chattanooga State. A couple of years ago, I think VolState put Walters out. A foul ball out of play. Dyersburg State and Chattanooga State a couple of years ago battled for the championship down at Columbia State. Chattanooga went to the national championship last year in Yuma, Arizona. This year and for the next foreseeable future, apparently, according to Blythe Golden, the head coach, she said that the national championship, maybe now known as the World Series in women's JUCO softball, is going to be playing Oxford, Alabama. Down at whatever the name of that, Chocolaco Park, I think, is what that's called. I have not been there, but I know they have a lot of early season tournaments down there. Chat State has been in the national championship. Walter State also always has a good club. Ball State seems to finish 2 or 3. Maybe this is the year they get over the hump. Got a really, really good freshman group. Sprinkled in a couple of transfers, sophomore transfers. Another one gets into the Ball State dugout. If that was a baseball dugout, it'd be known as the ugly finder if that ball hits you. The Lady Pioneers are all cute, so we can't use that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Top of the second, a solo home run leading off this inning by Hallie Uberoth. Gives the Chattanooga State Lady Tigers the early lead. Alexis Rosano is spending some time here at the plate. She's from Berlin. 5'3" sophomore. Rosano hitting .302. Team batting average of .333 is 6th in the conference for Chat State. Another foul ball. They're tops in pitching ERA, and they're also tops in fielding percentage. 958. So they can pick it and pitch it. And they hit it pretty well, too. Number 1 in the conference in home runs. Uberoth's ninth was the 42nd home run of the year. Off-speed pitch is up as Rosano is fouling off the pitches close to the plate, letting the ones not close go by. We have a full count. Ministries full count. Nealon has the sign and delivers. It's popped up. This is in the field of play. Dixon out, Dawson in. She'll make the catch, the right fielder for out number 2. I'll bring up the DP, Shelby Hancock. Hathcock, he said. H-A-T-H, not H-A-N. Shelby Hathcock from Springville, Alabama, 5'8" freshman. Also spent a little bit of time, a couple appearances in the circle. Hathcock, only 16 official at-bats coming into today's action, but she's 8 for 16. 3 RBIs, all 8 hits are singles. As Nealon pitching carefully to Hathcock. The top players for Chattanooga State, Hannah Garner, freshman from Milledgeville, Georgia, is injured. I saw her talking to her before the game, and she has an injured wrist. 3 balls, no strikes to Hathcock. The number 8 hitter is Abigail Walker, waiting on deck. Also out for the year was first-team all-conference pitcher last year, Olivia Steinorth from Victor, New York. She's in the dugout as well. Popped up in the left field, Caitlin Dillard over toward the gap, still going, makes the catch for the final out in the second. Chattanooga State, it's first blood. A leadoff home run by Uberoth. And they lead 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. You're watching the VolState Sports Network. Five, 6, and 7 due up for the Lady Pioneers. Mally Grizzle, Anaya Dawson, KJ Irwin. Mally, one of the freshmen here for Vol State. She's from Portland, Tennessee, attended Liberty Creek High School, the newest high school here in Sumner County. And she's got the pink batting gloves and a light blue bat, takes ball 1. Grizzle hitting .404. One of 4 starters hitting over .400 for Christian Lynn. Coach Lynn in his 3rd year, and there's another Coach Lynn down there in the dugout. That's Johnny Lynn, who was the softball coach for 30 years here at Vol State, now the head men's basketball coach. John Thomas Lynn, Johnny's oldest son and Christian's older brother, is an assistant coach on that men's basketball team. See Kimberly Lynn, the wife of Johnny, the mother of John Thomas and Christian. She's here in attendance. Comes to a lot of athletic events. That ball is drilled to left field. That is not going to, it's going to stay fair. It's not going to get out of the yard. Mally Grizzle cruises into second base with a leadoff doodat double. That is her, extends her team lead in that category to 11. Tried to duplicate the leadoff home run that Uberoth had for Chat State. Just got that one off the middle of the bat. That'll bring up Anaya Dawson. Looks at a called strike right down Broadway. Dawson, another talented freshman. She's from Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Attended Donaldson Christian Academy. She's hitting .411. Playing in her 37th game of the year. Leads the club in triples with 6. That's first in the conference. Also has 26 RBIs. 5 home runs. Fastball stepped on there by Buffington is low and inside. Second base runner on for VolState. Abby Merle was hit by a pitch and then a ground out, moved her to second, but that's where she finished in the bottom of the first. Another pitch up. Count goes 3 balls and a strike. KJ Irwin waiting on deck. Bobby Hudson, the athletic director here at VolState's got the concession stand operating. That's a ground ball up the middle. Diving attempt not made by Radley. Throw comes in, but Grizzle's going to come in and score. The Framework Athletics first run of the game, and this game is tied. RBI single for Anaya Dawson. Cameron Radley with the attempt to at least keep it in the infield, maybe keep Grizzle at third base, but it snuck underneath her glove. Back-to-back hits by the Lady Pioneers. KJ Irwin stands in. KJ from Thompson Station, Tennessee. Attended Centennial High School. She was with John A. Logan up in Illinois last year. And the runner is off the throw down, not in time. Pitch called a strike. It is a stolen bag for Abby Merle. She's now 1 behind Alyssa Dixon. That's her 35th of the season. VolState came in 118 successful steals. Irwin now down in the count 0-2. She thought about swinging, but momentum, just conviction wasn't there. KJ hitting .323, 5 doubles and a triple. Looking for her first big fly of the year. She's got 13 RBIs. The 0-2, it's up. First 18 games of the season, Chattanooga State was 13-5. And then found out there was an ineligible player. I think they lost 13 of those wins. All 13 of those wins were forfeited. That's why they come in now with a record of 12. Let me make sure I got that right. 12-20. Just didn't look right. That is lifted just over the second baseman into right center field. Dawson's going to only be able to get the third. She had to hold up to see if that ball was going to be caught. That is back-to-back-to-back hits for VolState, leading off the second off of Shelby Buffington. Irwin muscled that one out into right center field. Caitlin Dillard, left fielder, stands in. Runners at the corners. Irwin not going to be a threat to try to steal. unless they put a play on. Nobody out. 2 on, 1 run in. Squaring around a bunt. Back. Pulled back. Dillard, a sophomore from Greenbrier, Tennessee. Squaring around the bunt, puts it right down in front of the plate. No play. Dillard's going to get an RBI single on the bunt. VolState leads 2-1. Good play by Dawson to hop off that base quickly as the bunt was laid down right in front of the plate. Now Kirsten Smith steps in. Kirsten, a sophomore from Louisville, Kentucky, went to Ballard High School. Kirsten hitting just over 300 at 302 the other day in doubleheader against Southeastern. She hit an absolute laser. Couple of them didn't get credit for it. They were caught. I think one went to third base and one went to the left fielder. 16 hits, 3 doubles, 2 triples. That fastball is a little bit up. Mallie Grizzo led off the inning with a double to left field. She was driven in by a ground ball single up the middle by Anaya Dawson. Then a single by K.J. Irwin put runners at first and third. Caitlin Dillard's bunt single scores Merle. Smith now looks at called strike on the knees on the inside corner. So 4 straight hits for the Lady Pioneers. Give them the 2-1 lead. They bat here in the second. Pitching coach Brandon Carr for Chattanooga State. Giving the pitching side. Slow roller that gets underneath the glove of the pitcher. Nice play by Uberoth to throw on the run and retire Smith. Both runners move up. That's the first out. And now to the top of the lineup, Alyssa Dixon. Freshman from Hazard, Kentucky. Irwin's down at third. Dillard, who can scoot, she's at second. Popped up, that might be playable. Over is Layla Turner, and it hits off the netting. Let's see if they're going to call it out. Her glove hits off the netting. Home plate umpire is going to have a conversation with Christian Lynn. Christian's not happy with the call. Out is recorded on the pop out. Let's see if. I don't think the base umpire is going to be of any help because of where he was positioned. And my view is not of any help because it's not a wide enough angle. So there's 2 outs. Abby Merle, who was hit by a pitch her first time up, takes a called strike on the outside corner. A couple of big runs out there on the base pass. Lady Pioneers would love to plate. Here it's going to take a big 2-out knock from the redshirt sophomore. Buffington thought that was close enough for a strike. Got goes 1 ball, 1 strike. 4 straight hits, then a ground out and a pop out. That one's sliced out of play. Buffington gets ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chattanooga State has 4 pitchers who have pitched enough innings. Earl started to go. They're going to check with the base umpire. He says she did not go. They have 4 pitchers who have thrown more than 32 innings. Hannah Garner is injured. She has the team lead at 50. That's a foul ball. Count remains 2-2. Garner, a two-way player. Batting average of .418. Leads the club in RBIs, so her injury, a huge loss for Chattanooga State. That's a 2-hopper to short, and they're not going to get Merle. Once he got past Rosano, Uberoth, she got rid of that ball as quickly as she could, but unable to get the speedy Merle, and that's another run for the Lady Pioneers on the infield single. Maddie Goad steps to the plate. She can put a big hurting in this inning. Goad grounded out the third, her first time up. Looks at a called strike on the outside corner. Ashlea Coble, 46 innings for Chattanooga State. Second on the, I'm sorry, she's third. Kaylee Kilgore has 47 innings. Garner leads in ERA, and she's injured. Third, fourth, and fifth are Coble, Buffington, and Kilgore. So no fall off. You start putting these other Chat State pitchers out there in the circle. Allie Fleck with 23 innings, and she's got a 1.77 ERA as well. 2 balls and a strike inside to Goad. Buffington pitching her carefully. The problem is Maddie Shinton's on deck, and she's no piece of cake. Goad at 421 and Shinton at 451. That's a good pitch right there. Pitch at Whispers at the outside corner. We'll have a full count. Ministries full count. Base runners will be on the move with 2 outs. Off the end of the bat, it will drop in front of the right fielder. Diving attempt by Allie Fleck, and that's going to be a double and a 2-run double at that. A dudette double by Maddie Goad. And VolState leads 5-1. Nice batter to come to the plate. Maddie Shinton flew out the left field to end the first. She doesn't want to end the second. It's a called strike at the hollow of the knees. Goad didn't hit that one hard. She just hit it in the right spot. Nice attempt by Fleck, the right fielder. Shinton is down 0-2. No reason to throw it over the plate. You get that call. You go ahead and just pound it. Right there in that outside corner. Right there. Shinton hits one over the visitors' bullpen. That's a Chick-fil-A of Gallatin. Foul ball. Caitlin Davis's grandmother watching from Manchester, Tennessee. Glad to have you. She's sending a chat on YouTube. That's a ground ball that gets into left center field. This should score. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Got under the glove of Odell, and Shinton will cruise into second base with an RBI. Do that double. Do that Communications, located here in Hendersonville, Tennessee. A printer supplying every printing need you have. DODAT.me. You want to catch them online. It's back-to-back do-dat doubles. That will bring pitching coach Brandon Carr out as VolState has batted around. Mally Grizzle will be the next batter for the Pioneers. Haven't looked at, hey, let's get that run up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I put? No, it is 6. I'll take one off. 7 just sounds a lot better, though, to this broadcaster. My favorite number. The number of completion. Grizzle doubled down the left field line to start the inning. Takes the ball high. Two balls and no strikes. As my former broadcast partner would say, that was a failed visit to the mound or to the circle. 2-0. Catches on that corner. He always gauged what the pitcher did on the pitch after the visit. Two balls and a strike. Grizzle looks at ball 3. I had Dawson waiting on deck. Seven hits in the inning for the Lady Pioneers. That's going to be a soft little liner caught by Radley for the final out. VolState sends 10 to the plate. 6 cross it meaningfully. On 7 hits, no errors. 1 runner left aboard after 2. Lady Pioneers lead 6-1. We'll be right back on the VolState Sports Network. Tim Reese on the VolState Sports Network. Move to the top of the third. VolState put 6 on the board in the bottom of the second. After Chat put 1 in the run column in the top half. That was a leadoff home run by Hallie Uberoth. Abigail Walker, the number 9 hole hitter, getting her first plate appearance. She's the left fielder for the Lady Tigers. sophomore from Chattanooga, Tennessee, went to Signal Mountain High School. She hits a ground ball between short and third. Chattanooga State says that's how you start an inning. Second hit off of Grayson Nealon, who's beginning her third inning. Now staked to a 5-run lead. Top of the lineup, Salem Odell grounded out to first baseman Matty Goad, leading off the game. Takes a hack at the first pitch she sees and fouls it back. Nealon rocks and delivers. Swing and a miss. Nealon with 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Her 54 innings coming into today's contest and only walked 13. Not a big strikeout pitcher. That one's lifted out of play. 45 strikeouts in those 54 innings. Just under a 3 ERA. Wind blowing a little bit out toward right center field. Nothing spectacular here. Change up, foul back. Lots of sunshine. A lot of folks getting in some vitamin D out there behind the fence. Most sitting. There's a few standing out in left field. Somebody taking some pictures. It's lifted in left field. Dillard's got room. A diving attempt in foul territory. But she couldn't come up with it. But now she's looking a little bit dazed. Sure if Brad Swope, a trainer, should be here. There he is. I see him taking a step out of the third base dugout. She did a Superman dive. It's obviously out of your view, but a Superman diving attempt. Ball was in the glove and then came out as she hit the grass. Abby Merle came over, the center fielder, to check on her. And the young lady they called Dill appears to be okay. She's just checking for damage on her forearms. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to the leadoff batter for Chattanooga State, Salem Odell. From Waverly, Tennessee, Waverly Central. 5'6" freshman. Fouls that one out of play. I think I misspoke and said she was from Milton, Florida when she came to the plate. Waverly's down on I-40 off, I think that's exit 143 on Highway 40 heading between Nashville and Memphis. Between actually Nashville and Jackson, Tennessee. Sixth leading hitter. That's out to left center field. That's going to get down for extra bases. It's just to the High Point Health. Sumner throw into third. Almost got Abigail Walker, who was delayed at first base, thinking there was a chance that ball might be caught. Coach Golden, Stacy Franklin is the Chat State women's basketball coach. This is Blythe Golden down at third base, probably talking to her about that very thing. Should have read that a little bit earlier. It probably should have been a run. Cameron Radley swings and misses. Former Gallatin Green Wave player. The local high school here. The last Gallatin player VolState softball had was Anaya Boone. A one pitch fouled off and out of play over toward Gallatin Fire Station number 2. As Grayson Nealon has gotten ahead. Here's the 2 top pitching teams in the conference. Batters are having their way right now. First 2.5 innings, or at least in that second inning. And now here in the top of the third. Single by Abigail Walker and a double by Salem Odell. Nobody out. Cameron Radley. It's fly ball out to right field. That should score a run. Dawson makes the catch. Her throw to the plate is over the head of the cutoff Maddie Goad, but it's a sac fly. There's the first out. Odell moves over to third base. Dawson probably wouldn't have been able to get her if she threw to third either. And another left-handed batter, Layla Turner, the first baseman. She pops this one up over to the right side, but that will get out of play. Chat State swinging at first pitches regularly. Turner grounded out to first base in the first inning. VolState corner infielders playing in, even with the bag. Shinton at third is a little bit closer as KJ Irwin wants to come out and have a confab with the 6'1" freshman, Grayson Nealon. So Wes Buckner will take the opportunity to hand our home plate umpire a couple new balls or former balls that were fouled out of play. Wes in his second year, he's from Greenbrier High School as well. I believe his parents' names are Jimmy and Marcia. Runner at third, one out. Popped up into shallow center field. Merle is coming in, tagging. The throw is not in time. There's a chance she may have left third early. I probably would check that right now. Maybe KJ Irwin talking to the home plate umpire about that right now. See if they actually do appeal. It appears as though they are not. So back-to-back sac flies. Brings up Allie Fleck. Takes a called strike. Fleck, the cleanup hitter, popped out to the right fielder her first time to the plate. Takes a healthy cut there and fouls it straight back. 4 doubles, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. Fleck from Roswell, Georgia, went to Blessed Trinity Catholic. She's a 5'11" sophomore. Folks still arriving here at the Nichols Softball Complex for today's doubleheader action. A beautiful Saturday afternoon. Changeup fouled off. Saw Courtney Denrider down in the dugout. She's not been feeling well this week, but did not show on Thursday. She is the reigning pitcher of the week in the TCCAA conference. Swing and a miss on a changeup. And a strikeout to end the third Fleck now is 0 for 2. Lady Tigers get back 2 on 2 hits. No errors, nobody left on base. Headed to the bottom of the third, 6-3 is your score. New pitcher on for Chattanooga State, number 2, Kaylee Kilgore, 5'6" freshman from South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. Went to South Pittsburgh High School. One of these talented pitchers for the Lady Tigers. 2.23 ERA, which is last on her team, but it's 5th in the conference. She pitched 47 innings. Struck out 52, which is 6th in the conference, 2nd on her team. This is her 11th appearance, which ties her with Ashley Coble. She's going to face 6, 7, and 8 in the VolState lineup. First pitch is in the right-handed batter's box for a called strike 1. It's when you say it winks at the outside corner. Gonna have a long bat to get that one. Same pitch. Ball 1. Maybe one had spin going one way and one had spin going the other way, but I am right behind the plate. I can see in and out. That was clearly up, but a swing and a miss by Dawson, who single drove in a run in the second. She singled behind Mally Grizzle's leadoff double. VolState scored 6 runs on 7 hits in the second. Left-handed hitting freshman from DCA. She's got it all. Speed, power, got a good arm in the outfield. Kaylee Kilgore delivers. That ball's hit high out to right field. Back goes Fleck, and she's not going to catch it. It's going to go over her head. Lands in the grass, and over to third base goes Dawson. I'm going to have to call that an error. I'm not sure how Wes Buckner is going to score that. That is a catchable fly ball. 3-base error. Looking at game changer here to see what Wes does. He does count it as an error. Now KJ Irwin looking to drive in a run. Takes a healthy hack, comes up empty. A couple of ladybugs here in the press box that starting to get on my last nerve. I don't have them identified. One of them keeps showing up in my line of sight, and I don't gently flick him away. Or are they all ladies? I don't know. Sliced. Adds up That almost got a spectator there on the Chick-fil-A of Gallatin foul ball. Irwin singled just into right center field. Then she's going to drop one in front of Fleck, the right fielder. That's going to be an RBI single. And VolState increases their lead back to 4. An unearned run off of Kaylee Kilgore. I wonder, let's see if I can get to, not sure where Hannah Garner played when she wasn't pitching. Caitlin Dillard takes a called strike. She has not played in the last 3 games. Well, actually, she hadn't played the field, it doesn't appear, in the last 5 games. That's over the head of the catcher, and down to second base goes KJ Irwin on the wild pitch. Now 8 hits for the Lady Pioneers. Caitlin Dillard laid down a beautiful bunt the last time she was up. Drove in a run. There was a runner at third base. She is not going to try to bunt here. Shortstop going back, but comes Abigail Walker, the left fielder, comes in and makes the catch for out number 1. Outfield playing shallow. Wondering why she didn't try to lay down a bunt there. If nothing else, sacrifice. That's popped out to Fleck, and she's coming on the right fielder. She makes the catch here. Kirsten Smith retired. She's now 0 for 2. Reason I say I wonder where Garner was playing. I wonder if that bunt's laid down. Foul by Alyssa Dixon. Fleck just does not look like she's used to playing right field. Though 1 misses away. 2 outs, runner at second. Should be out of the inning. Chattanooga State with no runs, so any runs scored in this inning are going to be unearned. Popped up. That'll get off the roof of the press box, and a Chick-fil-A of Gallatin foul ball. On the outside corner, Dixon takes strike 3. She goes down looking. VolState scores 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 error, 1 runner left aboard. 7-3 is the score as we head to the 4th. Grayson Nealon out in the circle for her fourth inning. She'll face Hallie Uberoth, Brooklyn Moon, and Alexis Rosano. 5, 6, and 7 here in the Chat State lineup. Uberoth solo home run in the second. Give Chattanooga State the lead. It was her 9th big fly of the year. It's gone to left field this time. Dillard's going to turn and catch that one off the fence. She nearly went opposite field with a home run, but picks up a leadoff double. Right now, she likes hitting here at Nichols Softball Complex. Uberoth from Milton, Florida, a sophomore. Brings up Brooklyn Moon. Takes a called strike. Swing and a miss. Brooklyn struck out her last time. Grayson Nealon looking for her 3rd strikeout here. And she gets it. 3 pitches to handle Brooklyn Moon, and the 3rd strikeout for Nealon. That's out number 1. Alexis Rosano flew out to right field in the second. Swing and a miss. Got some folks sitting right underneath the crowd mic. Turn that down. That's popped up. That will get out of play and hit off the press box roof again. Chick-fil-A at Gallatin, foul ball. They're located right down the road as you head east here on Nashville Pike. Heading into Gallatin. Appreciate Mary and Greg Garrettson for their support of VolState Athletics. 0-2 pitch. This is low and away. Who doesn't love them some Christian chicken? And if you want some Chick-fil-A tomorrow, you better run down there and get it today. They're not open on Sunday. Count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's lined out to left field. That's going to get down. Dillard gets it on one hopper. Throw comes in and cut off by Grizzle. And Coach Golden holds Uberoth up at third. Looked like she was waving her around initially. Looks like we're going to have us some new pitchers. Grayson Nealon is going to be lifted here, giving up 2 hits in 3 batters here in the 4th. Courtney Denrider is going to come out of the dugout, come off of the sickbed to see if she can stymie the Chat State Bats. Denrider from Lena, Wisconsin, a sophomore transfer from Indian Hills Community College. That's in Iowa. Denrider 5'10", from Coleman High School, a biology major. She is interested in, I think, animal science, something like that. She comes from don't call it a dairy farm, it's a beef farm. I know it's in Wisconsin, but it is a beef farm. Got an email from Aaron Dal Santo. I appreciate the email and the correction, as I did have a conversation with Courtney one day, and she was telling me about her family and her home situation where she loved growing up on the farm. Looking forward to getting back there. She's got a brother, Kobe. Her dad is Paul Denrider. Grandpa and Grandma are in Oconto, Wisconsin. Grandpa and Grandma also in Lena, Wisconsin. Hope they're listening in today on the VolState Sports Network. With runners at first and third, Courtney comes in one-out situation. Ball one to Shelby Hathcock, the DP who flew out the left field to end the second. And now she's going to take one off the shin. And the bases are loaded for the number 9 hole hitter, Abigail Walker, who singled the first pitch she saw, I believe. Leading off the third. So Nealon ends up going 3 1/3 innings. 5 hits. 3 runs, but 2 base runners are her responsibility. Looks like we have a pinch runner at first base. Kennedy Hedrick, 5'5" freshman from Minnesota. Says she went to Minnetonka High School. Chanhassen, Minnesota. That's just a guess. That's the way it's spelled, but so she will run for Shelby Hathcock. Called strike. So Uberoth is at third, Rosano at second, and Hedrick at first, and a swing and a miss. Denrider on for her 14th appearance. It's her 9th in relief. Just missed inside. Trying to jam Walker. 38 innings thus far. She has 58 strikeouts. Way wide with that one. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded. That lifted out the left field. Dillard's coming on, makes the catch. The throw to the plate is high and up the line. Nobody at third base as KJ Irwin's throw is flagged down by Mally Grizzle. Nobody able to advance after that. An out made, but a run comes in on the sac fly. Again, these girls look like they're leaving early down there at third base. From here in the press box. No appeal as that base hit is going to score one more, and a throw's going nowhere. That's going to allow another run to score. There were 3 people over on the right side, but Abby Merle just fired that thing in. 2 runs come in. 1 on the single by Salem Odell, and 1 on an errant throw. By Merle. That allows Hedrick to score. So each team now with an error. Three runs in, it's 7-6. Have to see if that ends up being an unearned run or not. Just because of the error allows 1 run to score. It depends on what happens here with Radley in the rest of the inning. Radley has not had an official at-bat. She's walked and he's delivered a sacrifice fly. Two of those runs charged to Nealon. So you can close the book on her. 5 hits, 5 runs. All of her runs were earned. Walked a batter, struck out 3. Denrider delivers outside. Came to the game thinking you were going to get a pitcher's duel. You're wrong here in game 1. The bats are overriding the pitching. On deck, Layla Turner. 2-2 pitch. That's high. Full Count Ministries, full count. We'll have a Full Count Ministries verse of the day. I'm going to pull one from a memory verse list that I have. Full count pitch is down low, ball 4. Again, Courtney has not been feeling well. I asked her before the game if she's feeling any better. She said a little bit. But these are big double headers, and so she is gutting it out as now Layla Turner, 0 for 1 with a sac fly, stands in on the left-handed batter's box. Strike called in that right-handed batter's box. So the umpire going both ways with that pitch. Same pitch, same result. Runner from first takes off. Throw goes down to third. She's back in time. Sorry I didn't show it to you. Wasn't expecting the throw to go to third. Fouled off the screen. Count remains 1-2. Runners now at second and third. Swing and a miss. Denrider gets the strikeout to end the inning. Chattanooga State scores 3 runs. One of those is unearned on 2 hits. It was 1 costly error and 2 runners left on base. Heading to the bottom of the 4th in a slugfest, 7-6. Abby Merle to lead off for the Lady Pioneers. as they see their lead shrunk to just one. Kaylee Kilgore in the circle for Chat State, the second pitcher on, as both starters have now been taken out of the game. Abby is 1 for 1, was hit by a pitch and drove in a run with an infield single. And a ground ball to the backhand of the shortstop, Haley Uberoth. Her throw was not in time. Merle trying to recreate that. Misses. Merle, Goad, and Shinton, 2, 3, and 4 due up here for the Lady Pioneers. Chat scored 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 3 in the fourth. My son used to call a pattern. Lifted out to shallow left field. On comes Abigail Walker. Makes the catch. No visor, no sunglasses. No problem. Check and make sure. Assume. Well, we won't know until we come back as to if Shelby Hathcock has re-entered the game after being lifted for a pinch runner. Maddie Goad sees a pitch inside. Didn't see many of those. Most have been outside. There's a hittable pitch she takes for a strike. She dumped a double into right field. Valiant attempt by Allie Fleck to come in and make a sliding catch, but in and out of her glove. That ball's lifted high out to left field. It will land foul. Again, right off the end of the bat. Got around on that one. Goad 1 for 2 as she grounded out the first time. Got a new right fielder. Get my trusty binos out here and tell you who it is in just a second. Pop up. Cameron Radley makes the catch for 2 easy outs. Brings up Maddie Shinton. Hedrick has gone to right. Maddie Shinton 1 for 2, doubled. Grounded one just under the glove of Uberoth, and it was hit so hard it went underneath the glove of the center fielder, Salem Odell, as well. Shinton could not hold up on the changeup there. She's down in the count 0-2. Maddie, the daughter of Jeremy and Ashley Shinton, sister to Aniston and Tucker. She's got a Nene in Greenbrier. No emails yet. There we go. Now they're showing up. All of a sudden, it's like the internet kicked in. Super fans, the Tostensons checking in. Kyle Tostenson with the email. Don Dillard down in East Tennessee asking where the conference tournament's going to be located. It's going to be held in Columbia, Tennessee. Popped up and out of play again as Shinton is well out in front of these off-speed pitches from Kilgore. Don Dillard, the grandfather of Mia Harper, right-handed pitcher for VolState. They're listening in Lufkin, Texas. The Piney Woods. 1-2 pitch. Popped up. This is the pop-up inning. On comes Odell, and she's going to make the catch with the final out. So a fly out, pop out, and a fly out. State not a whole lot of exit velo in the fourth. First 1-2-3 inning for either team. Kaylee Kilgore comes in to settle things down for Chat State. And we will go to the fifth. VolState clinging to a 7-6 lead. Courtney Denrider back in the circle will face 4, 5, and 6 here in the Chat State lineup. Allie Fleck now apparently has become the DP. She is no longer in right field. She takes ball 1. Just a bit too high. Always appreciate emails, even from the visitors. I appreciate the fact that if you can't be here at the ball game to watch your Lady Tiger, that we're happy to be able to bring it to you here on the VolState Sports Network. Swing and a miss as Denrider stepping on the gas here with a couple of fastballs. I'm a harmless. I won't email you or put you on a big distro list. Full Count Ministries, full count to Allie Fleck. 5'11" sophomore from Roswell, Georgia. Denrider gets the strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts for Courtney as maybe Brad Swope gave her a little pep talk or maybe a Pepsid. She came in that last half inning. Uberoth, a couple of extra base hits here, stands in. Homered leading off the second, doubled leading off the fourth. She scored both times. Been a bit of a catalyst in that 5-hole. She's the shortstop. Strike called. Played and started every game for the Lady Tigers. Picked up her 8th double. Breaks the tie with her and Hannah Garner, who's injured in the Chattanooga dugout. Three ball, one strike pitch coming. Allie Grizzle had to give a little low 5 to Denrider. See if that works. Apparently it does. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Roth broke the tie. She had a home run tie with Salem Odell at 8 coming in. She now has 9. Full count pitch just outside for ball 4. Still have not been able to retire Uberoth. Second walk of the game by Denrider. Is now the pitcher of record. Strike called to Moon, who has struck out both times she's come to the plate. Denrider now with 60 Ks on the season. Always seems to happen when you're struggling. It's no doubt Brooklyn Moon feeling that right now. 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Now you get up there and you're 0-2. I'm going to have to check the chat, and that's the hat trick for Brooklyn Moon. 2 outs in the inning. We've got some chatters on YouTube here. Brooklyn Moon's parents watching from Charleston, South Carolina. I bet that's a pretty place today. Swing and a miss by Alexis Rosano. It was 1 for 2. My daughter lives in Beaufort, South Carolina, with my 2 oldest granddaughters, Tenley and Bo. Glad to have the Moon family along. Kilgore's watching from South Pittsburgh. Nana and Poppy checked in on YouTube. Swing and a miss. Denrider got it going on after the 1-out walk to Uberoth. McKinney's also down in South Carolina, celebrating Dawn's grandmother's 90th birthday. That's Justin and Dawn McKinney. They're rooting for the Pioneers. Justin McKinney. He was an all-world trainer. Now he's an all-world assistant athletic director. Happy birthday, Grandma. Strike 3 called, or yes. I thought that was strike 3. Throw went down to second base. Nobody was picking it up. And that is a 3-strikeout inning for Courtney Denrider. Not a 1-2-3 inning, but no runs as the pattern is stopped in 3 innings for Chat State. 1 runner was left aboard. So we head to the bottom of the 5th. VolState with a touchdown and extra point can walk it off. That may be a little ambitious there, Tim. You might want to slow your roll. But thanks for the YouTube chats. There we go. Clinton, Tennessee. Appreciate the kind comment. They're rooting for the Lady Tigers, though. That's okay. It's a good squad. Told Coach Golden today before the game I was looking forward to this since I saw it a couple of weeks ago that I'd be able to get an opportunity to broadcast this with baseball being out of town. And speaking of baseball, they lost to Cleveland State in game 1 of the doubleheader. I think it was 9-5 was the final. We'll try to get the series victory with a game 3 win. Five, 6, and 7 due up to face Kaylee Kilgore. Mally Grizzle will lead off. She's 1 for 2. Get a little more of the cheering right now. The conversation below us has ended. Kilgore pulls the string, and Grizzle swings over the top. Malley with a double and a run scored in the second. She also lined out to end the inning in the 6-run second inning. Had 7 hits. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kilgore in relief of Shelby Buffington, who went 2 innings, gave up 7 hits, 6 runs. They were earned. Hit a batter, and right now is the pitcher of record. A changeup fouled down toward the Lady Pioneer dugout. Christian Lynn down coaching at third. Alyssa Costley, the assistant coach and pitching coach for the Lady Pioneers, is at the first base coach's box. They're working on their tans today. I'm happy to be out of the sun. Although the air conditioner isn't working in here, somebody lost the remote control to the air unit. During the remodel, I think. Got new flooring in here and new countertop paint. As Grizzle stays alive. I have to go down and get me something in the concession stand. Don't run the concession stand very often, but Athletic Director Bobby Hudson got it going. Don't know if he's grilling hamburgers today, though. 2-2 popped up. That'll get out of play at Chick-fil-A Gallatin. Foul ball. A lot happening here on the campus of Volunteer State. Construction, a lot of painting and refurbishing. Good time to be a part of the Pioneer community for sure. Athletics getting a refresh, adding a couple of new teams this fall. Just down. Grizzle lets that one go by. That's a tough take. The count goes full. Full Count Ministries, full count to Mally Grizzle, the shortstop. Takes another pitch in the same spot, and it's down for ball 4. A leadoff walk here in the 5th. First walk of the game by a Chat State pitcher today. Brings up Anaya Dawson. 1 for 2. Drove in a run with a single in the second. Reached on a 3-base error and scored on a KJ Irwin single. Scored twice. Grizzle gets off the bag at first, but does not go. To see how many stolen bases Mally has. Only 5 out of 6 attempts. Wouldn't expect to see her go. Dawson's in scoring position in the box. She's got 5 big flies this year. Maybe Kilgore a little concerned. VolState has been a national leader in stolen bases, at least in now the 3rd year that I've broadcast softball games. Last 2 years have had the national leader in stolen bases with 80 plus each year. Michaela Fuqua. 3-0 pitch is outside. Oh, he must have called one of those a strike I didn't see. It wasn't that one he called. Alexis Rosano's parents watching as well. That's right down the can. Taking all the way looked like was Anaya Dawson. Not sure if that was a called take or not. Full count pitch. Ripped in, caught by Layla Turner, the first baseman, and quickly steps on the base for a line out into a double play. Unfortunate turn of events for the Lady Pioneers, but very fortunate for Chattanooga State. Nothing Grizzle could have done about that. And now the leadoff walk has been erased, and KJ Irwin steps in. She's 2 for 2. Have to look a little bit longer to my umpire here. I guess I've turned down my crowd mic, and that's kind of where I heard his call. I got, I think, at least one young girl under the press box here that really want the whole world to hear her conversation. There might be a couple of kids down there, I'm not sure. It's the bad placement of that mic. But we didn't have anywhere else to put it. But Dr. Wendy Tossenson, the president here at VolState, an avid softball fan. That's drilled into center field. KJ Irwin, a 3-hit game. It's a 2-out knock. I never did take the runner off. I'll take Malley off, and then I'll put KJ on. I'm a one-man band here, folks. Nobody to blame it on but me. I'll take it. My motto is, it's just like ESPN, only totally different. Caitlin Dillard looks at a pitch in the right-handed batter's box for a called strike. She's 1 for 2. 2 outs. I wouldn't expect that she'd lay one down, but she might. She could drag one. Might have a easier chance to get on, but Layla Turner at first base looking to charge, as is Alexis Rosano from third. Dillard not getting the pitch to hit. Count is 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1. That's in there for a called strike. Dillard, one of 6 VolState Lady Pioneers that have the last name that starts with a D. No way. Strike 3 called. Not even close. That's the final out. And the second strikeout for Kaylee Kilgore. That ends the 5th. We'll go to the 6th. 7-6, VolState leads. The slugfest has turned into a pitcher's duel. So we head to the top of the 6th. Zeros in the last 3 half innings. After having runs scored in 5 straight half innings. Courtney Denrider back out in the circle. There's a called strike. Kennedy Hedrick, the new right fielder, getting her first at bat. She came in a pinch run for Shelby Hathcock. 1-1. That is plenty close enough on that corner. Apparently that was down. Swing and a miss. Hedrick playing in her 23rd game. Hadn't had a whole lot of plate appearances. 18 official at-bats. Backs away from that inside pitch in a full count Ministries full count she'll face. She has one hit in those 18 official at-bats, but she's got a couple of RBIs, including a sac fly. Swing and a miss as she's down on strikes. 3 straight strikeouts for Denrider, and 5 out of the last 6 batters have gone down via the strikeout. Abigail Walker, the number 9 hole hitter, takes a ball. She's 1 for 1, driven in a run with a sacked fly. 3 of the runs Chat State has scored as Walker feels that one hit off of her shoulder. Umpire he was backing out of the way of that. He didn't want to get hit. You got equipment on, boss. Stay in there. Top of the order, Salem Odell. Ball gets away from Irwin. Down to second goes Walker. One-0 pitch out to left field. Dillard shading over toward the line. Makes the catch. Out number 2. Brings up Cameron Radley. Still without an official at-bat. Couple of walks, a sac fly. She's 0 for 0. Looks at a strike on the outside corner. Swing and a miss. Denrider hit the first batter she faced. That was Shelby Hathcock. She's now hit 2. Trying to get out of the inning unscathed. A check swing down the first base line. It's foul. Quickly scan the field here. Make sure we don't have any changes. No defensive changes for VolState. Denrider with the 0-2. It's lined into right center field. That's going to score a run and tie this game up. Big 2-out knock by Radley. And what I assume was a wild pitch. I didn't see it show up on Game Changer to see for sure. Guess I could go back and look myself. Swing and a miss by Turner. Another swing and a miss. Yeah, I think that is a wild pitch. A hit batter, a wild pitch, and a single have tied this game up for the Lady Tigers. As a partner of mine would say in the basketball tournament. Looks like a football score. And it does, 7-7. Runner goes, throw down is not in time. Stolen base for Radley. First steal for Chat State today. A runner in scoring position as a 2-2 now becomes Full Count Ministries, full count. On deck, Allie Fleck. Full count pitch is low and away. Fleck will get an opportunity here with 2 outs and 2 on. Third walk of the game for Denrider. There is some action in Lady Pioneer bullpen. Timeout is called, and Alyssa Costley, the pitching coach, will come out to join KJ Irwin, but Caitlin Davis down in the bullpen appears to be ready. Denrider now over 2 innings of relief work. He's only given up 2 hits, but has walked 3 and hit 2. So some self-inflicted damage for Denrider. As I said earlier, she has been feeling under the weather this week. Hasn't really been able to enjoy this week as the pitcher of the week. There's that pitch it's called on the outside corner. Maybe ends up 3 or 4 balls off the plate. Same spot, same result. He's consistent with the left-handed batters in that position right there for sure. 0-2, no reason to throw it over the plate. Fleck is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Same spot, maybe a hair farther out. Might come up and in right here and then try that spot one more time. Maybe it was too many in that spot again. Left it out center field. This may be trouble. Merle is back, and it's off the outer fence for a 3-run home run for Allie Fleck. Got way too much of the plate there. Chat State leads 10-7. That is Allie Fleck's second home run of the season. RBIs 7, 8, and 9. Big 2-out hit for Fleck. And Chat State retakes the lead that they claimed in the top of the second inning. Allie Uberoth has not been retired. She's in the left-handed batter's box, looks at ball 1 up. Four runs in the inning for the Lady Tigers. Ten runs on 7 hits on my score sheet. Courtney not even getting close to throwing Uberoth a strike. Got a pinch hitter on deck. It's like Taylor Sherwood. 3-0 in there. Denrider from the right side of the pitching rubber. Ball 4. Four walks. Now Sherwood will pitch hit for Brooklyn Moon, the catcher. Moon's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Sherwood, 5'4" freshman from Clinton, Tennessee. Had some folks check in from Clinton. Hey, according to the chat name there, Stephanie Sherwood probably knows Taylor. First pitch, Sherwood seizes on the outside corner for a called strike. 3 hits on the season in limited action. Has 3 RBIs. Denrider probably facing her last batter here. She does not get Sherwood. And the count goes 2 balls and a strike. I don't think Courtney agreed with that call. That one at Denise for a called strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Uberoth staying put over there at first base. She's got 5 stolen bases, but not appeared to be ready to get off that bag there. Full Count Ministries, full count, with Alexis Rosano on deck. Sherwood, the 8th batter to come to the plate here in the 4-run 6th inning for Chattanooga State. That is ball 4, and Sherwood draws the walk. They're going to let it ride. No movement from head coach Christian Lynn or Alyssa Costley. Rosano 1 for 3. 2 outs, 2 on. Denrider delivers a strike. Game 2 will start approximately 25 minutes after this game concludes, thereabouts. We'll have it right here on the VolState Sports and Network as that ball's fouled off. Denrider gets ahead. Common spelling of Denrider, Denruyter. Those of you keeping score. Just missed on the 0-2. Popped up. That'll get out of play. Maddie Goad over toward the Chat State dugout, but it will land on the concrete, get into the grassy area. Denrider delivers. Throw down to first. Sherwood back in time. Goes 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Top of the 6th, scheduled for 7 innings here between the VolState Lady Pioneers and the Chat State Lady Tigers. On the inside corner, Denrider gets the call. Strikes out Rosano for the 2nd time. It is her 6th strikeout. 9 come to the plate, 4 cross it meaningfully for Chattanooga. On only 2 hits, the big hit, the 3-run homer by Allie Fleck. No errors, 2 runners left on base. VolState needs some runs as they head to the bottom of the 6th. Kaylee Kilgore, now the pitcher of record for Chattanooga State. She's hunting a win. She's going to face 9-1-2 in the VolState lineup. Kirsten Smith is 0 for 2. She hits one out to center field, but Odell is back and right before the warning track hauls that one in for out number 1. Kirsten does not like to spend a lot of time in the batter's box. She goes ahead and takes a hack at the first good pitch she sees. Drives Odell to the warning track. But the left-hander hauls that one in. Alyssa Dixon looking for her first hit of the ball game. She's 0 for 3. There's a ground ball backhanded by Radley and quickly over to first. Wes Buckner, the first base coach, trying to influence the umpire. Dixon thrown out by 2 steps. That's 2 pitches and 2 outs. There's one thing Abby Merle can't do. She cannot swing at the first pitch. After the first 2 get retired on 2 pitches, you cannot swing at this pitch. You can't have a 3-pitch inning, and she does not, and it's a called strike. Seen it happen once in baseball. Check swing by Merle, and then we're going to check down to first base. And first base umpire says yes. Merle 1 for 2. Infield single was hit by a pitch. Looks at a ball outside. Kilgore from South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, off I-24 between, I guess that's just on the other side of Mont Eagle. Spoils a pitch there, does Abby Merle. I want to say exit 152 on I-24. Right over Mont Eagle as you're heading down to Chattanooga, lifted out to right center field. Radley makes a nice over-the-shoulder jogging catch for 3 up, 3 down. We're going to go to the 7th. VolState trailing by 3. Going to need to throw up a 0 in the top of the 7th. Chattanooga vying for a come-from-behind victory here in Game 1. Take a quick break and be right back. Recheck, double check my score sheet. There's 8 hits for Chattanooga State on my list. I just didn't total that 4th inning correctly. Chat State sent 8 to the plate in the 4th and 9 to the plate in the 6th. Scored 7 runs in those 2. And Courtney Denrider is back out in the circle to face Kennedy Hedrick. Came on as a pinch runner and stayed in the game in right field. Struck out in her only time to the plate. Fouls that one off and out of play. Chat State 5-1 in conference play in 3rd place. VolState 11-1 in 1st place. Dyersburg State 10-2. Currently resides in 2nd place pending today's action. They are hosting Roan State, the Lady Eagles. Cleveland State is at Southwest Tennessee. Jackson State playing out of conference. There's a strike on the inside corner to get us to a full count. Ministries full count. Walter State has the day off, as does Motlow State and Columbia State, it appears. Full count pitch. That's on the inside corner, and Hedrick's going to go sit. Contemplating that pitch. The 7th strikeout of the game by Courtney Denrider. Now the number 9 hole hitter, Abigail Walker, who's been thorn in the side. She likes to swing at the first pitch. Fouls that one back. 1 for 1. Singled and scored in the 3rd. Drove in a run with a sac fly in the 4th. Was hit by a pitch. And scored in the 6th. VolState bullpen now quiet. Unless they're sitting in the front right corner. I can't see over the dugout there. But if they are, they're not really doing a whole lot. They're sitting there playing jacks maybe. Or more appropriately, looking at their phone. But I don't think they do that during the game. 2 balls and a strike. Make it 3 balls and a strike. Some more remodeling work done here is not only here at the softball complex, but soon up at the baseball complex. New batting cages, outdoor batting cages being erected. 3-1 pitch is ball 4. That has what gotten Courtney in trouble. That's the 6th walk of the game to go along with a couple of hit batters. Swing and a miss by leadoff batter Salem Odell. She's 2 for 4. Double and a single. Drove in a run. Half swing out to left field. Dillard comes in to make the grab. Now 2 outs. Grayson Nealon started the game for VolState, went 3 1/3, gave up 5 hits, 5 runs. They were earned, walked 1, struck out 3. Faced 16 batters. Cameron Radley lines this one out to right center field. That's going to get down. Glove by Dawson. Let's see if they send the runner. Dixon will hang on as Walker stays put at third, and that's going to be a double by Cameron Radley. And brings up Layla Turner. With 2 outs. Turner 0 for 2. She has a sacrifice fly as well. Also walked and scored a run. Denrider rocks and fires. Fouled off the screen. Heads up, KJ. Makes the catch off the screen. Banana ball. Still wouldn't have been an out. Batting cage here at softballs being erected. I think the contractors have been on a 2-week spring break. Haven't seen anything change there in a while. Baseball's still waiting for construction to begin there. VolState baseball playing at Cleveland State today. That's on the outside corner, called strike. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Low and away. Full count. Ministries, full count. Chattanooga State playing at Columbia State in baseball. today. I believe Columbia State picked up the win in game one yesterday. Full count pitch, swinging a foul over toward the bullpen and into the grassy area. Ball four. Second time that Denrider has walked Turner and now brings up Allie Fleck. We had a 3-run homer with 2 outs the last time she came to the plate. She's 1 for 4. That was her second big fly on the season. Big out right here is Fleck. Goes fishing a little bit. Denrider got a couple of strikes out there the last time, then ended up missing with a pitch right down Broadway, and Fleck knew what to do with it, but a good job getting ahead in the count was Denrider. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. Out to left field, Dillard can't get it. It's off the fence. 2 runs are scoring as Fleck picks up a 2-run double. Big insurance right there for Chattanooga State. She has 5 RBIs in her last 2 at-bats. Turner moves down to third base. Ali Uberoff still has not been retired by VolState today. Couple of walks, homer and a double. She stands in. She's 2 for 2. One in the second, 2 in the third, 3 in the fourth. Did not score in the fifth, the Lady Tigers. Then 4 in the sixth. 2 more here in the seventh, and they're trying to add on again. Time is called, and KJ is going to go out and talk to Denrider again. Face looks flushed. It is warm outside for sure. Game time temperature started at 78. Felt like 80. Let's do another check right now. It's 84 degrees. Feels like 85 here in Middle Tennessee. Meeting is over. 2 ball, no strike pitch. Swing and a miss by Uberoff, looking to put 3 more on the board with that swing. Fouls that one off, and Denrider gets back into the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Do want to thank Toyota of Gallatin, located just right up the street here, for their support of VolState Athletics. Brand new scoreboards a couple of years ago at all 3 of the venues here on campus. Right on the outside corner, Uberoff is retired for the first time today. A backward K. 8th strikeout of the ball game by Denrider. A big 2-out, 2-run double by Allie Fleck. 2 runs in the inning on 2 hits. No errors, 2 runners left on base. VolState needs 5 to tie and 6 to win it as we head to the 7th. Tim Reese back on the VolState Sports Network, where the clouds have rolled in here. Maybe that'll help the ladies out on the heat. Wasn't too long ago we were battling ice here in Middle Tennessee. Maddie Goad will lead off the 7th, facing Kaylee Kilgore, trying to get her 6th win of the year. There's a line drive off the glove of Uberoth and into center field. That ball was scorched. Goad wastes no time, picking up her 2nd hit of the game. And a good start for the Lady Pioneers as Maddie Shinton stands in. 1 for 3. VolState scored 6 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, and nothing but zeros on that Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard since then. She swings at the first pitch and hacks that into the green grass. Foul ball, Chick-fil-A of Gallatin foul ball. Shinton double drove in a run in the 6-run 2nd. Swings again at a pitch that nearly hit her. Might have been a defensive swing. Shelby Buffington started the game for Chat State. 2 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs that were earned. Did not walk or strike out a batter. Did plunk one. Not on purpose, I'm sure. 0-2 pitch, just down to the former Greenbrier Bobcat. Five freshmen in Christian Lynn's lineup as that ball's hit well to left field. And at the fence, Abigail Walker had it in her glove, and she ran right into the fence. The ball falls out of her glove, and that's a 2-run home run for Shinton. Check on Abigail Walker. I mean, she looked like she ate that fence. Wow, I can't believe she's standing up out there. What an attempt on making a home run saving grab. She hit the fence and went down. And that big 2-run double by Allie Fleck is looming large right about now. Maddie Shinton's 10th home run of the year. And that brings Mally Grizzle to the plate. Back-to-back hits for the Lady Pioneers, leading off the bottom of the 7th. Grizzle takes ball 1. First home run of the game for VolState. Don't have the scoreboard working right up there. Whoever's working it, going to have to do some erasing. They've got 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th up there. There is an edit button on there. You just got to find it. Three balls, no strikes. So says our home plate umpire. Mally Grizzle 1 for 2. A double, a run scored. She also walked. Facing Kaylee Kilgore. She drills one down the left field line. If it's fair, it's trouble. It is just foul. Grizzle had an extra base hit. Just land about 2 feet foul. She went after the 3-0 pitch. That was Kaylee Kilgore's 5th home run allowed. Only the 13th given up by Chat State pitching. Ball 4 to Grizzle. Pitching coach Brandon Carr asking for time, and he'll go out to the circle and have confab with Kilgore. I believe that's only her second walk as Anaya Dawson comes to the plate. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Not at all what I was expecting when I came to the park. 21 runs scored so far. VolState I have with 11 hits. And Chat State with 10 hits. Dawson 1 for 3. She lined into a double play with a runner at first base, and it was Mally Grizzle who had walked ahead of her at bat. She smashed one down to Layla Turner, the first baseman. He took one step toward the line, made the catch, and then one step back to the base, doubled off Grizzle. Check swing, and it's called a strike. One of the 5 freshmen in the lineup. Five of the first 6 batters. She gets one high out to right field. Back goes Hedrick, and she makes a catch just in front of the warning track, and a delayed takeoff by Grizzle. She did, or I think she tug up. I don't know why we're going to call time, and then you can't appeal that way. You can't call time. That's not how in baseball you appeal the runner. You have to wait for time to be in, not time out. Home plate umpire saying that's not my call. I thought Grizzle did tag. She got off the base. Let's see if I can see it on a replay here. You can go back and rewind YouTube if you want as well. I just apparently went back way too far. Oh, yeah. They're not going to ask me for the replay, but she definitely tug up. So on to second, not a sac fly for Anaya Dawson. It's a heads-up base running move, though, on the delayed run to second base. One out. On the outside corner to KJ Irwin for a called strike. Connor Cantillo listening in from somewhere. Says, this is Connor hitting from the field. That doesn't make sense to me, Connor. That young people speak. Connor Cantillo, a right-hander on the injured list for the VolState baseball team. He's my director at times. He mashes the buttons and handles the computer for the baseball broadcast. He's listening in from somewhere. Rolled up there. He's going to take off and go to third. Grizzle down. Let's get it to second. And now we'll get it to third on the wild pitch. Brooklyn Moon did re-enter the game. She is behind the plate. Probably not the time she wanted me to mention her. KJ Irwin's perfect at the plate. 3 for 3. Looks at ball 3 there. KJ is hitting .418 a year ago for John A. Logan. Fouls that one off in a full count. Ministries full count coming up before she broke her hand. Granddaughter of Grandpa and Grandma Karen in Naples, Florida. A sophomore Sister to Rylan, her dad, Jason Irwin. 5 doubles a year ago, did not hit a ball out of the yard and swings and misses here. VolState now down to their last out. Only the third strikeout by Kilgore. As we'll have a pinch hitter for Caitlin Dillard. It's going to be Jordan Lucas. Dillard 1 for 3, a slap hitter, and she's going to be taken down for Jordan Lucas. 6-foot sophomore transfer from St. Bonaventure. She's a pitcher, but sometimes pinch hitter. Actually, it shows she's only 5'11". She's tall. Psychology major, the daughter of Kevin and Dana Lucas, sister to Kelly. Got grandparents in Fredonia, as well as somewhere else in New York. She didn't know at the time when she was telling me. Ball 1, 12-9, so even if she hits one out of the yard, not going to be enough. Kirsten Smith on deck. She's going to need to reach. A changeup taken for a strike by Lucas. Jordan, 8 for 20. Has 1 double, 7 RBIs. Kilgore in the dirt. Grizzle probably not going to be taking a chance on trying to come home on a ball that it's going to have to get way away from the catcher. That's a called strike. Now VolState down to their final strike. Rosanna parents watching from New Jersey. Thought that said South Carolina. That's sliced foul. Out in front of that off-speed pitch. Lex Rosano. Watching from New Jersey. We've had Clinton, Tennessee chime in. Kilgore's in South Pittsburgh. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runs in. And a fly ball left to the left field. This will be a whole lot easier for Abigail Walker, and she makes the catch for the final out of the ball game. And Chattanooga State takes game 1. A game that takes 2 hours and 28 minutes to conclude. Makes a winner out of Kaylee Kilgore. She moves to 6-3. Losing pitcher will be Courtney Denrider. Courtney will fall to 3-2 on the season. No save in the game. Chattanooga State, 12 runs on 10 hits. VolState 9 runs on 11 hits. Chat State moves to 6-1 in conference. VolState falls to 11-2 in conference play, 26-11 overall. And we'll get to our Toyota of Gallatin player of the game in just a minute. Let's get to our Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Found in Galatians 2:20. It says, I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I now live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. The very first Bible verse I ever memorized in my life, way back in college. Galatians 2:20. Chattanooga State gets the win, 12-9. Let's find us a Toyota of Gallatin player of the game. Maddie Shinton with a double, a home run, 3 RBIs. She collected 2 hits, went 2 for 4. KJ Irwin 3 for 4 with 3 singles and an RBI and a run scored. Matty Goad 2 for 4 with a double and 2 runs batted in. Take your pick. I think we're going to go with the 3-headed monster. Matty Goad, Matty Shinton, and KJ Irwin all collected multiple hits. They are your Toyota of Gallatin Players of the Game, as voted on by me. That'll do it for Game 1. VolState drops as a come-from-behind victory by Chattanooga State, scoring 4 runs in the 6th to take the lead. Played add-on in the top of the 7th, scored 2 more. VolState matched that, but the big hits by Allie Fleck, 3-run homer in the 6th and a 2-run double. She picked up 5 RBIs. If she was on VolState, she'd be the Toyota of Gallatin Player of the Game, but she's not. Has to be a VolState Lady Pioneer. Well, that'll do it for Game 1. I'll be back here shortly, scrambling as I do for game number 2. And we'll carry it right here on the VolState Sports Network. Thank you for joining me for Game 1, and hope you can come back. For Athletic Director Bobby Hudson, the president of VolState, Dr. Wendy Tostenson, and head coach Christian Lynn, this is Tim Reese saying so long for now. And talk to you soon right here on the VolState Sports Network.